The blossom's out, the birds are singing, it's warming up. It must be time for the April newsletter, and over my shoulder I'm going to show you something of significance down there, because that is going to be our new outdoor performance stage. More about which in a minute. So let's go back into the studio and I'll tell you all the news. Okay, now you know that I like to use the newsletter to announce big events at Newlands, and now we've actually got two more that I'd like to announce for our calendar for the forthcoming 2021-2022 academic session. But first of all, I'll start with COVID. Now then, here is a list of staff and students who have contracted the COVID virus since January. It looks like quite a long list, doesn't it? And it's divided equally between staff and students. Now, as I said, or I'm beginning to kind of think, if you don't meet people, you won't get the virus. So don't meet people, you won't get the virus. These are people, I'm sure, some of whom, who have gone to family gatherings, contrary to advice, particularly weddings, and have unnecessarily put themselves in harm's way. Now, all of that could have been avoided, and I am having slightly less sympathy than I had a year ago. This is totally avoidable, and you must keep yourselves safe. Do not deviate from the routine outside your immediate family circle. And if you do so, you're going to significantly increase the risk of picking up this virus. So you must take responsibility for your own actions and keep yourself safe and those safe around you. And let's hope that with the introduction of the vaccines, that in the next 3 to 6 months we'll see a return to normal, about which I am increasingly confident. So that's enough of that, and let's move on to some better and nicer news. One thing I mention is you often hear the term special educational needs, or the SENDCO, or the SENCO, Special Educational Needs Coordinator. Well, we have all types of different learners with a range of requirements and needs at Newlands, and we don't like this term special. We think it pigeonholes people, and we don't think that's fair. So now what we have are personalised learners. Okay, and so if you have a different requirement or you need support in a particular area, you may have a personalised learning assistant. And that's to aid your learning and make sure you're making progress in the areas that you need to. And plus it's to support our community at the school with parents who have a son or daughter where they think a little bit more support is required. So let's move away, let's modernise. It's now personalised learning and the personalised learning department. Thank you. Well, you know that school is reopening now. You should do on Monday the 19th of April. We will be sending out an SMS next week to confirm exactly how and when, but it's for classes 9 to 12 on Mondays and Thursdays is what we're hearing at the moment, and classes or grades 1 to 8 will be online. So 9 to 12 grades at school on Mondays and Thursdays. On Monday the 19th of April, grades 1 to 8 will remain at home. Now that brings me to an initiative that we would like to introduce, which we've called Meals on Wheels. And this is, we are considering sending home school lunches and delivering a COVID-safe lunch to your home address. Now we're going to send out a survey question on a Google form for you to respond as to whether you would like to opt in or out of this, and let us know so that we can consider what the costs are involved. There will be no further cost to yourselves, the parents. So we'll send out that Google form tomorrow. We'd like your responses as early as next week, so that by Monday the 19th of April we can, if it's possible, we will look at the feasibility first and the option as to whether or not we can deliver school lunches at home from Newlands, which is what we would like to do. Now then, I've got two new events that I would like to announce, and the first one is is there a niff in the air? No, it's the Newlands International Food Festival. Now we are thinking of holding our first NIF on the last week of October and the first week of November. And parents, you will be cooking and you will be manning and womaning the stalls with a range of international cuisine, probably outside on the playing field, and you'll be selling your delicious meals to the rest of the community. So this will be very exciting, and I think it'll be an opportunity for the parents to get involved and do some cooking, and I hope we would look forward to that. I'm sure we will. So we'll let you know more about when we're going to do that, how we're going to do it, but I think it's another exciting date that we want to introduce for our annual calendar. Also, if that wasn't enough, the next event could be even bigger, and that is that I want you to remember all the twos. 2nd of February 2022, give or take a day or two, but just remember all the twos. We would like to introduce the first Newlands annual Reviat, which is going to be a national music festival, probably held over 2 days to start with, and this will showcase all the national range of music and dance throughout the country and celebrating what Pakistan does best. And what better venue than Newlands Auditorium, our new outdoor stage, which I've just showed you, and a third stage outside our Sip of Inspiration Cafe. So we may well have dance and music simultaneously on 3 stage, with a headlining act on 2 nights. And so I'm very, very excited about this. This is our moment to really show not just Newlands, but what Pakistan has got to be proud of and what we can show the rest of the world. Obviously, there will be workshops for music, for dance, in different rooms. We'll have vendors here. We may be selling musical instruments. I don't know exactly the precise format, but we're forming a committee at the moment. This will take an awful lot of work, but our first annual Newlands Reviat, I think, is going to be something that in the future could really take off. I'm very excited about this, we all are. So finally, you may remember at the last newsletter that I mentioned that we'd recently had our PYP reauthorisation remote visit over the internet. Well, 2 days ago we received the official report, which of course is all written very formally, and it talks about some of the way the school is led, how the curriculum is delivered in the IB PYP programme, any recommendations that the IB may have so that we can make some improvements to our service to you in the future. But included in the report, we had as a school 9 commendations. That's a very high number, so 9 commendations for the quality of the delivery of our IB PYP programme to you and the entire community. And this is a reflection of Lou Barber, who was the PYP coordinator and is now the MYP coordinator. This is a reflection directly of Lou Barber's incredible work for 1 year prior to this visit. Miss Arouge, who's now taking over, and the entire PYP team of teachers who work so hard, and overall Miss Vakra as well, the senior headmistress. But the IB, again, as I mentioned before, were, I think, delighted to see this community spirit at Newlands, and they did actually say people will be writing about this school in the future. Well, I certainly hope so. We have achieved something that we're already proud of, and I know that over the next 2 or 3 years this school is going to go on to greater things. Okay, so stick with us, you've made the right choice, and we'll see you at the school very soon. And above all, stay safe and remember what I said at the beginning of the video. Thank you.